the boogie to the bang bang boogie. Up jumps the boogie to the bang bang.
But without money and without knowledge and without power, you become a madman. So I saw a black brother on television the other day. He had shot up somebody in a carjacking. And the white reporter was asking him, how did you feel? He said, when I had the gun in my hand, I felt invincible. That's a heavy statement. Yes, sir. That gun gave him a sense of real power. He felt that if he went up to another man and said, give it up, that man would give it up. And then he could pump lead in him and watch him give up the most precious of all gifts, his life. Yeah, that's right. I'm bad. I got power. I got a gun. Who gave you the gun? And what's more important, why did he give you the gun? When you know that the enemy has never wanted to see black men armed, why now are arms so prevalent in the black community? Yes. Let's talk. You don't have power, you want power. You don't have power, you want to access power. Right. So power then, to some, as Mao Zedong said, power grows out of the barrel of a gun. Wrong, Mao. Come on, wrong. That's right, wrong. But since you don't know where real power comes from, somebody put a gun in your hand and you feel, damn. Right, yes, sir. I got power. Yeah. Let me go try this out. Mm-hmm. Who you gonna try your power out on? See, you don't go into South Boston and try out your power. There's no drive-by shootings in South Boston or East Boston or Roslindale. Come on. There's no drive-by shooting in Newton. But there's drive-by shooting in Roxbury. Drive-by shooting in Dorchester. Why? Because you have never been trained to use your power against those who deprived you of it. You just trying out your power on your own neighbor, your own brother, your own family member. Who put the guns in your hand? You know you can't go to a gun store. Most of us in this room have been arrested for something. Is that right? So you can't go to a gun store. You can't go to the gun store and say, hey, I want a 45, I want an AK. They say, what's your name? Forget my name. They put that name in the computer. They say, you better get out of here. So most of the guns that you have are illegal weapons, which automatically gives the authority of the police, when they find you with an illegal weapon, a chance to put you away for 5 years, if they wish to. And if it's involved with a violent crime, you know how much more time is added to that. So here they got slave labor. They had your great-grandfather. Right. He working from Camp C morning to Camp C night. Some slave master tell him, get up! Lay down! Come on. What? That's right. Now you got somebody say, all right. Yes, roll call. By the numbers. You're a slave again. A powerless let me hasten because I don't want to keep you long. They put the gun in your hand to set up the black community for the bigger gun. Yes. They want to give you a sense of power so you will terrorize your own community. It makes it very hard for me to teach black people to love one another when it's my brother who's breaking into my house, carjacking me, drive-by shooting, selling dope to my child, trying to put my daughter out on the block. You can't love people who do that to you. So hate is multiplying in the black community. Us against us. So the women are sick of it, burying their sons, burying their children. So they're crying out, can't you send the National Guard in? Don't you ever think that the police don't have firepower to deal with this. They not only have enough firepower to deal with this, they have the backup of the National Guard and the federal troops. So what is the black community being set up for? Look at the movie Boys in the Hood. The black brother who made it, he didn't make it for evil purposes. He made it to show the reality of life in the hood. Yes, sir. But that went all over the world. And people in foreign countries are saying, is this what's going on in America? Think about that. Then you came out with Menace to Society. You went to the movie. I saw it, but I'm going to tell you what I saw. I saw us being set up for a genocidal attack. I saw us with our craziness. We went in a Korean store, shot up the merchant, and laughed at what we were doing. See, I pumped it there. Then I saw that played out on television in real. It wasn't a movie now. A brother goes in a Korean store, jewelry, pistol whips a Korean woman, knock her down. Take the jewelry. Then as he's leaving, he reaches over the counter and squeezes off rounds into him. This is going all over America, all over the world. You are being seen as an animal. You are being seen as a savage. You are being seen as a people unworthy of life. They're setting you up so that when the tanks come and roll through Roxbury, you and your little pea shooter, what you gonna do with your little Uzi? And an armored personnel carrier rolling down the streets, helicopter gunships above your head, pulling the plug on your gas and your electricity. You want to fight? Go ahead. You like blood? Go ahead. Well, maybe the enemy will give you so much of your blood, you'll understand why you need to stop the killing and learn how to love and respect yourself. The movie was called Menace 2. if we are menace 2, who's menace 1? Menace 1 is white men who have dominated the planet and been a menace to the darker people of the world, raping, robbing, pillaging, killing, wherever he has gone. Menace 1, is he your example? Is he the man you want to pattern yourself after? Is he? I didn't hear you. A little loud. Why then do you call him the man? You didn't say he was a man. You said he is the man. When you use the definite article the, you make the man the example, the original, the thing that you model after. He is not the man for me. He's not the man for you. He's not your originator. So the one that should be the man to you, the model for you, the guide for you, is he who created you. All right. I want to wrap this up. In the Bible, Moses and the first 5 books of the Bible are called the books of Moses. The Genesis means the birth of, the beginning. We now have come to our Genesis, our beginning. But what was it like, Moses, in the beginning? And why was Moses a liberator talking to his people about a Genesis and use these words? Listen. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And God, on the Spirit of God, moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. And he saw that the light was good. And he separated the light from the darkness. And one part he called day, and the other part he called night. I'm asking the question, why was Moses a liberator talking to the children of Israel about the Genesis, or the beginning of creation? If you are at your Genesis, then a modern Moses has to come and talk to you like Moses talked to the children of Israel. Listen. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Look above you, brothers. The heavens above and the earth work as a team. If they don't work together, life doesn't come up out of the earth, because the heavens have to be lit in order for the heaven and the earth to work together. Yes, sir. But the scripture says God created the heavens and the earth, but the earth was without form and void. How many of you have ever seen a check that was voided? Ain't nothing happening, non-negotiable. You can't use it. Now God created the heavens and the earth, but the earth is without form and void. Do you know what gives form? It's motion. Motion. So if there's no form, there's no motion. If there's no motion, there's no light. Darkness was upon the face of the deep. What does it mean, brothers? God created heaven and earth. God created mind and body. The mind is the heaven of the body, and the body is the earth because it is made from the earth. Look at your skin. It's like any leaf of a tree with pores in it. Look at the pores. Look at the veins. And look at a leaf that has veins in it. The blood goes through the veins, giving life to this. And so does the sap and the energy go through the veins in the leaf to give it life. You know, from the earth, the vegetation of the earth gives you your body. The stone of the earth gives you your bone. But the brain is the heaven of your body.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
But the earth is without form. Look at you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
You are without form. And you're void as a people. You're like a canceled check. Nobody cares about you. Nobody can use you. You're dead.
Come on.
Voided. They don't know what to do with the black man.
You know it.
They don't know what to do with you, brother. So they've decided, many of them, if we let these cats live, if they just keep multiplying,
Right.
by the year 2086,
Yes.
the demographers are saying that at our present birth rate and their present birth decline, we could be the majority population in less than 100 years. Do you know what that means? If blacks become the majority, Hispanics close behind, and there's any kind of alliance between the black and the Hispanics, then run, Jesse, run. Ain't no talk. You can run anybody you want to run and put them in and run the show, run the government, run the house, take over the house. White people see this. They don't want to see black people take over what they feel they've built, stolen, and work hard to maintain. So you're being set up for death and destruction. And to those who are watching by television, this is not some fanciful conspiracy theory of some neurotic person.
That's right.
We've seen your work in Africa. We've seen your work in Central and South America with the native population. We know that you decimate populations that you feel are in your way. We see what you did to the Native Americans. When you send blankets to them with smallpox in the blanket to kill men, women, and children, we know what they're capable of doing.
That's right. Right.
So the only way, brothers, you can save your life is to show that you can be useful to yourself and come up out of the condition that 400 years of slavery and injustice has put us in as a people.
Yes, sir.
Let's go back now. Avoid. Without form, you're not formed into the beautiful and magnificent people that you could be. You're without form. And the reason you're without form is because darkness is upon the face of the deep. But the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters.
That's right.
What does that mean? Moses was a man drawn out of water.
Right.
What it is saying is, once God's Spirit begins to move on the face of the masses of the people, out of the masses comes a human being whom God fits out with divine light. So the Bible says, arise and shine, for thy light is come. The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light.
Yes.
Now here you are, without form and void. God says, let there be light. And there was light. Once you produce a head, a leader with intelligence, then the leader begins to speak truth and organize the body. The body cannot come into existence without the head. And that's why the enemy has destroyed every great leader that we produce, so that we will never be organized effectively as a people. You got it? Now, your light is come. Your light is come. And now you are rising up to that light. So now change is coming. Look at the men and women that I teach, that listen.
Yes, sir.
Look at the change in their
Yes,
lives,
sir.
the change in their manner,
Yes, sir.
the beautiful form that they're coming into.
Yes, sir.
This is not a miracle that only can take place with them. It's for you. But you gotta accept truth.
Yes, sir.
And then you gotta be willing now to conform to the majesty and the dictates of truth.
Yes, sir.
And each one of us has accepted to be disciplined.
Yes, sir.
So I threw away my cigarette.
Right. Yes, sir.
It was hard to do. I threw away my reefer. I don't want nobody to think I fell down from heaven. I rose up out of hell with the rest of my family. I used to smoke reefers in Boston. And I knew where to get them. And I wondered why the police didn't know, but I guess they didn't. Some of my friends were into heroin and coke. But I said, no, I ain't going there. I always wanted to be in control. And when I got high a few times, I recognized, this don't feel right. I got so high one day, I was playing at Louis' Lounge. And I couldn't remember whether I had sung a chorus or a chorus and a half. Because that reefer mess up your ability to measure time and distance. And anything that messes up my ability to measure time and distance, I really didn't want to be bothered with that. But I had to try it. The first time I heard Elijah Muhammad, I went to the mosque with my hat, and I knew that they searched me, so I put my reefer in the hat band. And they searched real good, but they didn't find my stuff. Because I figured after I heard Elijah Muhammad, I'd have to come out and get my head tight. I didn't know that he was going to tighten my head all the way up, where I would throw my stuff away after I got out the mosque. But what I'm saying to you, brothers, is you can make the change.
That's right.
It's not a hard change to make. God will help every one of us make the change because he desires you to make the change.
Yes, sir.
It's your time now.
That's right.
And you are holding up the rise of our people with your and my foolishness.
Yes,
You are in the way of your rise, brother. The white folk cannot hold you back. If you don't hold yourself back, it's over. Once you wake up, you can determine where you want to go, how fast you want to get there. It's all in your hands. Check this out. He said, let us make man. Now that's heavy, brother. He didn't say, let's make niggas. Let's make some colored people. He said, let's make a man. How you gonna make him, God? In my image. And after my likeness. That's how I'm gonna make him. And that's how you are. Then he said, I'm going to breathe into him, and he will become a living soul. And then he said, give the man dominion and power. And then he told the man, multiply, replenish the earth, and subdue it. You're not a man without rule. You're not a man without power. You're not a man without the ability to multiply, not just from the sperm, but to multiply in this way. You are given the gifts. You come into a universe that is to serve you. So when you multiply what you know with what is here, you produce a product.
That's right.
Every man by nature is a producer.
Yes, sir.
And any man who is not producing is a man that is dissatisfied with himself. Listen, brothers, listen. For you to work for somebody else who's producing. Mr. So-and-so downtown, that's his vision. I need you to pull out the trash. I need you to do, well, it's a job. But it ain't what you're here for. Take it as long as it will allow you to feed your family without resorting to crime. But always remember that you will never be the man that you could be until you become a producer. And you know what, brothers? The whole aim of the government in white America is to keep you without power and dominion.
We rocking more powers. Up jumps the boogie to the bang bang boogie. Up jumps the boogie to the bang bang boogie. We rocking more powers. We rocking more powers. 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 Up jumps the boogie to the bang bang boogie. I cut off your head, nigga. One time for your mind, this is what I said, nigga. You see red, more powers. More power. More power. More power.